say right now that if I have to, I will start a Kickstarter initiative myself so that we get those funds in line to save Thorin's head.
I don't think Thorin needs any more money, to be fair. I think we should send it towards a charity, perhaps. That would be more appropriate.
Might be. That said, there's also someone else who needs to go on stream and cut off his man bun. I think Hayes made a bet with Moses, so we might have to pull him over to the desk at some point. That said, though, Henry, what a game we're going to have here. We saw Na'Vi yesterday. Back and forth, epic battle between them and Luminosity. Really similar game styles. This time they're a little more oil and water, and NIP's been more flamboyant and classic, I guess you could say, as of late in this tournament.
NIP finally stepping up this tournament. We've reached the semi-final here. Another chance to make a final at the major. We are going live, ladies and gentlemen. Let's make some noise. It is D-Train, Na'Vi starting on the T side, NIP on the CT. Let's have a look at the buy coming in from Na'Vi. They've got 4 sets of armor. C's going to be on the utility, 1 smoke grenade for him. And then most teams will go towards a B-bomb site here, maybe smoking towards lower ramp. Flashbangs going in, but no aggression being shown as of yet from the CT. It's just going to be Get Right towards that inside bomb site by himself. You can see him on your screen right now, looking for some information. Now, major spot a T there, as they do gain control of the upper platform there.
He actually is going to fall back as well. That gives them a little more map control of the upper hallways. Bombs still all the way back toward the stairwell, and the other 2 remaining members of Na'Vi, as we can see on the minimap, are out toward Ivy. So they're still just trying to go on a bit of a reconnaissance mission. Passive hold inside the A site as well for NIP, because they know that there's a chance, without any information, they could hit either site, so they want to be in quick rotation spots. And that's exactly why we see 2 players toward that Z hallway. Guardian's already down the ladder. He's going to try and open this up with the P250, as it is looking more likely that this will be onto the A-bomb site.
Yeah, absolutely. You can see them just buying their time right now, seeing what's available to him. Sees with the smoke grenade towards side alley right now, so you'd assume he's going to smoke off the left-hand side. It seems like an explosion onto a bomb site coming in. They're just waiting to see if anything becomes available, and here comes the execution now.
Freiburg spots all 3 going by. He knows the smoke's coming out. He has to go more passive. It exists. He tries to catch them off guard with the secondary peek, but goes down instead. But Freiburg was still in a good position to get a trade kill onto Zeus. Bomb still made it onto the train. And again, classic Na'Vi. What a pace to start it off. They wait, and when they go with complete authority. They get a bomb down already. Now a man advantage as it comes back to 4-on-3. Freiburg again, though, he gets a second kill. It's even back up. Good position for Flamey to be in. Try and get some nade early. Damage to favor the duel with Freiburg, but what a shot from Flamey. And he's going to look for more as he pushes Alu, forces him back toward Ivy. He spots Get Right in front, but he's able to turn his attention fast enough. And it does still remain dead even, but HP is so much greater that it allows Guardian to completely walk away with that round.
Yeah, really nice methodical start there from Na'Vi, showing their presence towards inside, forcing Get Right to lose his information, has to go to the back of the bomb site. They get in position, burst out of side alley, end main connector as well, and they get the bomb down. It was just too much for NIP to hold on to. They were so passive there. They didn't really have any control. They were just sitting back and waiting for something to happen. So, like you said, classic Na'Vi playstyle there. No force buy as of such coming in. Well, actually, I guess they did. They got Get Right on the scout. Freiburg's gone for Desert Eagle and armor. Zist and Alu being a little bit more conservative. Looks like a full inside push, though, coming from Na'Vi. This was a problem for them yesterday, committing too early to these choke points on the anti-eco round to see whether they can rectify these mistakes. Going to be going towards the upper ramp here. Means they can keep the AKs in full stead, keep the range nice and long here.
Nice and long, but again, Get Right is playing the same approach with that scout. Interestingly, the pistols are also very far back, though, and Guardian, he's already recognized this. He's already figured out exactly what NIP are up to, so they smoke off the 2 choke points inside the bomb site, get it down early, and they don't even bother pushing too far forward. Again, the rifles, they can keep the range in their favor, and this is extremely unlikely for NIP. It's almost worth at this point to try and get out and save what they did invest. As Get Right with that scout, it might be valuable in the next round. It's down to 5 versus 2. Guardian gets down on 1 HP. But this is surely and inevitably going to go to Na'Vi to make it 2-0. Exist, at least doing economical damage early to make them force another gun to be bought in the next round. That's all he's going to get.
That's the really nice anti-eco approach from Na'Vi there. The benefit of going out upper ramp is it means you have a bird's eye view of the bomb site. Instead of going down lower ramp and trying to clear out all those close range angles and running into a P250 spray down, it means you're actually controlling the map there and making sure you don't make any mistakes. If anyone does go down, it should be quickly rectified there. So Na'Vi responding reasonably well there to the semi-force fire take from NIP. They make sure some of their players still have good cash. Ali will be able to afford an AWP in the first gun round here. So you'd assume this is going to be a pretty much full eco here. They have got some P250s, a smoke grenade on exist as well, probably going to smoke off towards main. And Na'Vi going for a much slower approach this time. Just Get Right towards the inside bomb site. He's got the P2000, just going to be trying to do anything he can with it, and now Na'Vi just trying to find a pick before they make their decision as to how to handle this round.
Guardian does get that pick you're talking about. Now he's got the smoke off to his left. That'll conceal the fact that there is an NIP player trying to push forward past the train, and Flamey's going to find Forrest. Good flank attempt from Get Right. They were all in front of him, but unfortunately the Pistol not going to be sufficient enough, and it will stay perfect. All 5 alive for Na'Vi, but guns to come out this time for NIP.
Yeah, this is it. So really successful anti-eco rounds there for Na'Vi. Didn't really lose too many men. They're going to have a huge bankroll here, probably about an average of about 7k across the board for the team. You can see the AWP coming out for Guardian, just going to swap his eco over to one of the Mac 10 players, which I believe was Zeus there. So they're going to have a really nice bankroll going into this 4th round. Alu does pick up the AWP as predicted. He's going to be instrumental here. NIP a little bit on the back foot, not a single kit available to them. No incendiaries either. This round is going to be decisive, going to knock NIP onto an eco if they do lose it. So Na'Vi now getting the way towards Ivy. Going for that first pick, and Guardian gets it, takes down Freiburg. Interesting angle for him to face. Didn't have to commit to that one.
Thorn said it on the desk. If we're going to see if NIP is what they were yesterday, we'll find out extremely early, because this map was great between TSM and NIP. Get right. He's already got that smoke in front. Again, you're also right. Going back, that was not necessarily an angle Freiburg had to face, so NIP's going to have to be careful and calculated on the chances they take, because again, they find themselves down a man.
This is the time now. They need to react. They need to be finding a frag. Alu needs to step up. He's making his way towards Ivy. This could be the pick that decides the fate of this round. You can see Na'Vi there just waiting for it. They're predicting him to have a face. He's not going to commit to the angle just yet, just holding, waiting for the push. How patient can he be?
There's no second man there either, so there's no utility to be thrown out and allow him to peek after. So he literally just has to sit and wait the entirety of Na'Vi's decision, because the rest of them are grouping toward the ladder. Bomb, meanwhile, has actually gone past. It's going to look toward the B side, so this is going to be a fake at Ivy, and they're going to get at least a trade kill. This will force the rotation out. Guardian catches Get Right in transition, and the B bomb side is completely theirs for the taking. Not only that, because they've won the trades, or at least we're winning the trades, they'll get a rotation, a wraparound through CT, and Flamey can now help pinch the 2 players off on the site and secure that post-plant position, as it is just Forest 1-on-3.
Yeah, that's a bit of a nightmare for Freiburg there, losing that frag so early on, and not really for any reason. I couldn't work out what his purpose behind that was. Facing with an M4, that type of angle, you know Na'Vi are such a slow team, they rely on Guardian to get them picks to open up rounds, and they're just feeding him to him right now. That was just a walk in the park for them. Getting that first pick, it means the CTs have to spread much thinner and work out what they're going to do. Get Right left alone inside, and they committed 2 players towards Ivy as well. So once they came out, found that pick onto Alu, he managed to take down 1. It was just too late. Get Right had no choice but to rotate. Got caught in the back by Guardian. There's the flames going off. It's going to be 4-0 in favor of Na'Vi now. Forest does save the M4, but this is a bit of a nightmare now for NIP. They're going to have to go in eco. They maybe can upgrade some pistols here. Forest has to do some serious work if they're going to have any chance of getting into this one, but you'd expect another slow-paced round. Nice little face there.
That's one-upping for us, potentially.
Yeah, so you just see a nice slow round coming in from Na'Vi. Nothing to lose here. They just need to make sure they hold back, got a huge bankroll, don't need to commit to anything, don't need to force the issue too much. So that's not going to help though. Freiburg, after the mistake he made last round, gets a huge entry kill there, taking down the point man Guardian, and now goes into the 5-on-4.
And Alu and Exist, they're going to work together to try and play a little bit more aggressive with these pistols as well, to try and put them in that one-shot, headshot, kill potential range. He's being quite smart about this, just getting that AWP further back so it's not there for the taking in case they get any more kills, or map control enough, confidence enough to push out and add it to the arsenal of weapons that they essentially don't have, if you will, on NIP's side.
Sure.
3 players left alive. Freiburg, he's getting more aggressive out toward the position where he found that early pick, and as such, he does get the only other gun available to them. That's the M4, and he's the one with the kit. No armor on Alu, Get Right, or himself, so that may still play a pretty significant impact and role in this round. Alu, this is going to be aggressive. He's going to try and peek it out, but in that position, just walks out a little bit too slowly, and Flamey's able to hold that quite easily with the AK. It's back toward the B site where the bomb looks to go, mind you, and Get Right's the only one that's close enough.
Well, he's got rotations coming in for Freiburg as well. Freiburg has picked up that M4 Forest drop. This frag's going to be important. Get Right there, gets Zeus down to low HP, finally gets the kill as well, brings it to the 3-on-2. Will Na'Vi now commit? You can see a player towards outside. That's going to be Flamey, has given the call out that the outside bomb side is clear, so they're just going to leave Seized to try and keep the attention.
Look at Get Right coming in. This is really smart. Get Right, he's actually spotted Seized. He goes right past him, doesn't care, because he knows he has to be quick. Unfortunately, Freiburg's already gone. That could have worked out well, because they might have expected that Seized not to spot that, not make the call, and he could have caught them off guard, potentially. But 5-0 now for Na'Vi on the T side.
Yeah, Na'Vi just taking advantage of the situation there. They saw a player towards inside, sent 2 players, go to plant the bomb. This first pick from Freiburg there, that's absolutely nuts for him to hit that against Guardian's AWP. Headline is, though, it's 5-0 in favor of Na'Vi. Double op setup coming out for an IP, though. They can be very strong with this. We know that Forest and Alu combo can be absolutely deadly. So will they be going for that first pick towards Ivy again? We can see one AWP player making his way towards there. It's going to be Forest. Actually just be leaving Freiburg there alone once again. Presumably won't be facing as much as he did last time. As Na'Vi go into their standard, just holding, waiting for picks there. You see them spraying through the smoke, trying to find Freiburg there do a reasonable amount of damage. Nade's coming in as well. He's actually going to go down to 11 HP. That means he has to go really passive now. Forest just looking towards main with that AWP. It's going to be Alu as well. Towards inside, backing up, get right. And there's 3 players for Navi. They've taken control of the upper hallways there. You just assume this may be a smoke execution coming in. Smoking off connector, down the lower ramp, and seeing if they can take over in that way. Slowly making their way towards our B bomb site.
Because this going to play the only one forward in that position on the A side. He's going to be the first to be confronted if they even attempt to wrap back toward that ladder. But as you say, they're looking more aggressively towards ramp where they can smoke it off. Alu's par back at this AWP.
Yep. An
additional smoke from his teammates to try and contain them a little further, try and make them force through it immediately into the crosshair. But you can also look, and one of the main things that they like to do, these T-sides like to do on these executions on B, is putting a deep smoke on that upper alleyway, that sidewalk, if you will, and then dropping quickly below onto Get Right's position. So Alu needs to make sure he finds the position carefully to compensate for that, but they walk in from ramp very quickly, and Get Right, he only manages one. They take down Alu as well. That was very quick when they did go from Na'Vi, and bomb's going to go down. Guardian catches Freiburg at the back of the site. It's left to 2 NIP players against the 3 of Na'Vi, and they've deployed the utilities, all of them, in fact, Molotov included, to try and slow this retake down from NIP, but Forrest is going to go for it. He knows they're on a max loss bonus. They knows that they need a round now desperately. And although he spots up Edward, he can't do anything about the fact that he finds Exist first, does find him on the second effort. 13 HP to go, looking for the second shot, but Zeus, he'll come away with it.
NIP looking a little bit passive here. They're not actually pushing into position. They're not finding any information. They're waiting and allowing Navi to fully execute into a bomb without losing a man whatsoever. This is exactly how Navi like to play. Sit until about 30 seconds, work out whether they can gain some controls of a key area, like the upper hallways there. The fact they're giving it so easily is a real problem for them. For me, I'd have preferred Alu to actually push into the upper halls himself, go for that aggressive peek there, go to take down one. If he doesn't even get a kill there, he gets intel as to what's going on. Now they go into 6-0. They're on eco once again. Get Right goes into the max 7. It's more of a quasi-buy, so that basically means they can justify getting some body armor, some upgraded pistols, because the loss bonus is the maximum full effect right now. So there's $3,400 coming in, so definitely can go for a little cheeky investment here. No aggression shown once again. They're just going to be holding back. Get Right, known to do some serious work with that shotgun, so if they are going to get around, it's going to be based around him.
Forrest. We haven't really seen much activity toward that outer position in that quad between the trains. That's one of the most important choke points. You have to see Kerrigan playing it for TSM and with good success, and it actually dictates how they're able to split onto this A site. But so far, every time they've looked toward this A site, they haven't had the guns to really do much about it. And Flamey again that time, he finds the first pick against Forrest, who tries to get a little bit cheeky and aggressive on top of the train. Traded, fortunately, though, by Exist. So that's something to add promise to NIP's efforts in this round. Edward,
though, he's somehow snuck towards the inside bomb site, undetected as of yet. Just going to be Get Right in there with that shotgun. Oh, there he is. Get Right gets caught with his pants down there. And now Navi make their way into the B bomb site. Full rotation coming from the CTs. The call has been made, but it should be an absolute massacre here. Freiburg does answer back, though. You're going to be Exist left in a 3-on-1 situation. Just a P250 in hand. Has got armor as well. And he's going to do anything. Needs to be right now. Not meant to be. Zeus finishes him off there, 7-0. Navi definitely running away with this one. It's definitely conceived to be a CT-sided map, so they need to work out how they can get back into this one. They've bought the double AWPs again. I think they need to be going for those first picks, Matt. They can't allow Navi to have this sort of control and allow these full executions to come in.
I think Flamey's got more kills than everyone on NIP combined.
Yeah, you're right.
That's insane. He does, actually, by 1. So pretty impressive stuff. Great start for him, but it also highlights the fact that NIP just aren't able to get much rolling. They're going to go back to this double AWP setup. A little bit more utility this time. They do have head armor as well as a kit on Forrest. Last time it was just the chest armor to work with, but minor detail really in this team of it. They need to find the picks more than anything, and already Na'Vi are just fanning out the map.
Better.
Standard formation.
The Get Right's going for more aggressive on the lower ramp. He can gain intel for his team. Doesn't need another teammate to support him right now. He's actually going to be looking over that smoke. Pushing towards the steps as well. Should be able to find Zeus here. It's going to be the battle, the one-on-one duel. Zeus does spot him though. Flamey responds though. Forrest goes down. 5-on-4 once again in favor of Navi. Get Right. There's the kill we were looking for. Neutralizes the situation. He's got himself in a difficult spot though, because Guardian's looking at him with that orb, and there it is. Brings it back in favor towards Navi, and they're looking emphatic right now. Just making every single pick that counts. And once again, NIP all to play for. They need to make something work here.
Freiburg switching over to the AWP instead to try and find yet another kill because they are still putting 3 men. A lot of pressure toward Ivy. Good push up right now from Exist. He may actually find Guardian. He'll have heard him hit the stairwell there. He definitely has to have heard him at this point, so he's got the upper hand, and it's back to 3-on-3 as a result. All 3 players in a tight choke point. If they had been able to line up, if Freiburg could even get one, what a difference it would have made, but it's no such trade. It's down to 2 men only, NIP and Alu. That's a big shot to miss. That might actually dictate the round. He compensates correctly, does pull it back, no trade, and actually catches Edward in the open. It's down to the 1-on-1 because Flamey found Exist just before. And Bomb, it's on the ground. He's got to recover it. He knows that's very likely to be in the watch of Alu, and he clutches it out, and finally NIP will pick up the first round.
So they lose the first 2 picks. Someone had to make something work. Exist pushes into main, gets the kill, finds out where the rest of the players are, and then Alu finally stepping up. He was actually on 1 frag before that round and gets 3 and a 1-on-1 as well. That's fantastic from him, and finally he steps up into this game. And hopefully now NIP need to find some momentum. You can see the money's still crippled for them. They got 2 Famises, a shotgun. Alu has the AWP. If they lose this round, that's going to be potentially a double eco going forward. So this is everything for them.
Yeah, double eco going forward. We're in the dead middle of the half. This could go something like 12-2 if that's the result of this. Get right. He knows that they've crossed at least 1 over in that smoke. It has to be extremely calculated, and Alu's already gone. That AWP out of play, it really starts to look very, very grim for NIP. Get right spots the 3rd one, tries to do some damage. Forrest has managed to at least pick up 1 with the shotgun. And Aztec just picked up and recovered an AWP. That's Guardians. So both primary oppers down. Only one of those rifles back in play. So I take that back. Exist has swapped over as well.
So Navi making their way towards that inside side again. The bad news for NIP is they haven't got really any utility to hold off this east. They're going to have to sit and wait for the full execution to come in from Navi. They have got 4 players towards the inside side now, but it seems like they're going to change their mind. Make their way back out to outside, potentially. Still have 50 seconds to play for. It's not strange for Navi to wait until about 20 seconds before even executing to a side. So let's see what they've got in store for us. Still 1 player towards the upper platform.
There you go. There's that deeper smoke so they can try and find the drop. Exist knows the play. He's found a slight gap to work with. If he can react correctly, he may be able to hit Edward before he falls, but now he's actually going to shift off this. Problem is, Get Right, he's left alone for the player at ramp to walk in toward him, so he needs to make sure Exist that he hits this shot, or Get Right's the sitting duck with players on either side, and Exist does win out that first duel. Get Right goes down regardless to Flamey, and with the smokes off, Exist can't find his second angle to deny the bomb plant, so yet another for Navi. Great shot that time, though, by Exist. Zeus compensates again. So much hinging on this round for NIP because that round loss bonus, has been reset, like you say, and if this goes back the other direction in the middle of the round, it could be all over. It's going to come to the 1-on-1. Steez goes for that subtle flank. He comes through the Z connector, and he's going to continue hunting forward as well. He just has to play this out. He's got the advantage of time because the bomb is getting much, much closer to going off here and Exist. This is such a gamble with this off in his hands. He actually hits this, but there's no time regardless. It's still going to go to Navi.
That's so gutting there. I just saw Exist pick up the kid as well. There was a little bit of a chance for him to do it, but gets the 3 kills, but it's not enough. And as mentioned before, that round money bonus has been reset. They're only going to get 1,400 going into this one. The only saving grace they've got is Exist managed to survive the bomb blast, so he gets the FWP over to Get Right, it seems. But this could be potentially a double eco going forward. That first shot, though, what a way to open it up. Insult to injury. Exist actually stepping up quite nice. This shot was sick. I don't know how he got that through the smoke, but there it is, headshot. Sees playing the time perfectly. 1-on-1 situation. He knew exactly what was going on. Even if he died in that point, he'd already won the round. So lovely stuff there. NIP have actually chosen to fully invest into this round. They know they can't afford to lose anymore. So shotguns, deagles, body armor. Zeus gets the first pick, and it's just getting worse for NIP.
Freiburg won this push last time, but this time, as we can see, they're waiting with an AWP firmly focused and fixed on the position. And in fact, they don't even need it because Seized wins with the AK. It's down to 2 NIP players yet again. We could be going to something like 9-1 at minimum here for NIP. Alu, great shot, good reactions, takes down Seized. Get Right, good flank as well. Second one, he has to hit it, he can't. Guardian walks out, and it's left to just Alu. What a difference that could have made in the round to give him some support, and that was desperately close. Almost through the legs of Edward, surely, because he's on 8 HP. It would have been enough if it connected, and they're going to try and contain Alu, smoke him off. The option's there as well with 40 seconds to just work this back into the B site.
He just needs to save his gun in this one. He has no kit. There's no chance of him actually finding these 3 frags. The AWP going to the next round will be valuable. This one would be suicidal to go for this round.
Alu's initial rotation did go toward B, and I'm surprised that they haven't really figured out exactly what he's up to yet, because he should have crossed the sight of Edward, and Edward should have heard him in doing so. It seems as though he's got an inkling, because he is now fixing his AK in that position, and they're rotating back around the bottom of CT, so Alu cannot escape easily, but that shot will allow him to save the AWP, but that is a small price a victory considering how much defeat they're going to suffer going down 9-1.
Yeah, the interesting thing is though, Navi do have a decent bank of cash. They could go for this if they wanted to. Zeus going to try and find who should be taken down here, but somehow Alu misses that shot, and that's devastating for an IP. Alu should probably just be hiding at that point. It wasn't even worth him going for the frag, and he drops the AWP, and here comes the next deco coming in for the Ninjas. Horrible position for them, 9-1 down the CT side. Normally, we expect them to be winning these halves. Looks like NIP may be going down 10-1 here. They can't really justify much more than one PT50 purchased. I'd assume they're going to try some sort of inside push, maybe go towards, try and stack somewhere, do something a little bit different. They need to hit the game to Navi, try and find an early frag. Surprise the terrorist side here. Guardian goes towards main once again. Has been great at finding these frags. Fantastic tournament from so far. Narrowly misses out on the kill on Alu there. They're actually just going to spread out. Once again, oh my God, that shot was absolutely sick. Gets a double as
Guardian's
well.
definitely arrived today. 2 kills again for him. Flamey and Edward, they'll get the rest of them. And you want to go back as well just to highlight that replay we saw of Guardian hitting that wall shot, just knowing the exact angle, the exact lineup. That's what differentiates some of these players. That's how much time and commitment they put into just learning every possible inch of this game. So it goes to show why they're here.
Well, here we go then. We go into round number 12. It's been a horribly one-sided affair so far. You feel like this is the last chance for an IP. If they lose this round, this map may be too far gone for them. Let's see what they can bring to the table. Only going to be one player committed towards the inside bomb site. It's going to be Get Right. He showed some aggression before. What has he got in store for us this time? Navi once again looks like they're setting up for more of aggression here. Actually making their way out of main, changing things up.
Very quick indeed, and the utilities have been deployed from the CTs to try and compensate. It doesn't work out. They actually get the better NIP with Alu getting 2, make it 3 total now in the round. Has given themselves a really good chance. And Guardian, he tried to catch up with his teammates. They were already through the main connector just after he got down the ladder, so he got in a bit late for the action.
Sure.
Alu's on 5 HP, so he doesn't need necessarily to engage. Again, every weapon matters at this point in time for NIP, and Guardian, he knows they're all surrounding him. He's going to at least pick up one on Exist, but there's Alu. He'll take him down in the end.
Alu's actually stepping up here. Had a quiet first few rounds, but he's actually being the point man, getting all the frags. 11 for him now, but this is good once again. Puts NIP in that fragile position. Navi tried to change things up there. They've been very slow and methodical so far, executing on the bomb sites after about 1 minute or so. This time they went to go for the full-on rush, go towards the outside bomb site, and it just seemed like Alu completely cleared up there. Much faster strategy. You'd assume they're going to go back to the slow-paced play here. Get Right alone inside once again. That worked out for them before, so why not try it again? Looks like he may be going for that aggression once more as he throws that inside smoke, and Navi player's going to be towards that area as well. Just looking for anyone to cross through his smoke. Guardian towards Ivy, looking for that pick he got on Freiburg in the first gun round, if you remember.
Absolutely. Difference is this time they finally got some utilities in place, so they're going to smoke off that Ivy connection. Bomb, much like we saw in the pistol strategy as well, in a very similar setup, is all the way back toward the stairs, but Forrest is pushed far enough ahead that he'll naturally just hear someone going for it, so that'll give him information back. He should almost... Okay, C's did slow it down. Because they hear C's as soon as he gets toward the bottom of that stairwell, but Freiburg down already. Navi, they can just start to play the pick strategy, find out exactly what the information is, get those rotations moving, and then make their decision. This is still great. C's, he's got an inkling, but it works out for Forrest. He just needs to get away, and he doesn't. The flash comes in, Guardian hits that shot, and it gets traded. This still favors the terrorist side until Get Right's able to get Zeus. And now he's pushing forward as well. This will deny any chance to get into B quickly, which means the third man can come back over to the outer bomb site and help out, give that support. It's going to be Exist and Alu in those positions. Guardian's going to try and open it up, find something with the AWP, but neither player was peeking. Alu seems to think he can win at the exchange. A bit aggressive at this point, but he wants to get them before they get anywhere close to planting this bomb. Edwards in a great position as well, knowing that Get Right probably will be trying to come from the B side at some point in time, and where it's not necessarily a threat from Z Connector just yet. He looks toward it, but Get Right still wins that duel. Flamey, meanwhile, the timing is everything. He gets back into Exist. And with low HP on 2 Navi players and only 3 seconds left, there's no chance for this. They've got to sit back and just concede. It's going to be another round for NIP as a result.
And even after losing that first pick on Freiburg towards Ivy once again, NIP are being a lot more proactive. They're pushing into key positions. We saw Forrest going to win towards main, locking down the Navi push there. And Get Right as well. He's playing fantastically, reading the game so perfectly, lurking up that lower ramp towards inside, getting information that they can only come towards the outside bomb site. Means his teammates could rotate. Nice shots from Guardian. It's not going to be enough. The time ran out for them. They managed to stay at AWP, but their money's still in good stead here. They're going to fall by coming in, and the change of pace for NIP Exist bringing out the auto sniper can be very viable on this map, so look out for that one.
NIP is one of the people that used to love using it on this map as well, so going back to an old faithful quick pop flash from Get Right, that does actually catch most of the Na'Vi players, in fact, so they slow it down. Zeus is going to stand in the flames and take the duel regardless, wins it convincingly, and this will allow them to push aggressively. Look at Zeus, he's going all the way up toward the mid-trains on the inner side. This will allow naturally a plant and a much harder time for NIP to get in position to go for a defuse. He's going to go through the smoke as well. He may slip behind them. Freiburg, he's not going to hear him coming. This is just absolutely perfect, or is it? Alu finds him, so Flamey does get at least one trade, but it's still possible right now for NIP. Watch Seized. He's doing the same play he did last time. He's going to catch them off naturally. He has to. It's a 2-on-2, but he needs to go now because if they get closer and his teammate goes down, he can bait this out. He does pick up one, it don't exist. And Alu, he's got to be a sitting duck at this point. The nade may do it alone, and Edward, in fact, will. It's going to be 11 Na'Vi. They've stretched it back just a little bit.
Yeah, really impressive play there. Zeus going through those flames, just showing no fear. Geray obviously expecting to be able to fall back, but sometimes that can be the most clever play whatsoever. You go through, go for that pick, spray them down, and he survived as well. Once Geray went down, the auto sniper comes in from outside. That's the position it needs to work. He did some decent damage, unable to find the kills. And Navi, the good thing about going inside is when you get the bomb down, you need to be pushing forward. You need to be locking down any snipers that may be rotating, make them feel uncomfortable. That's exactly what happened. We go into this last round now. No money available for an IP, just some pistols and armor. And Guardian once again opens it up, takes down Alu, bringing it down to the 5-on-4 situation. And this is it now. NIP needs to once again be pushing key areas and getting information. That's what's Geray doing right now. Push towards the inside. He's only got a 5-7 in hand though. Gonna have his work cut out for him. He's gonna find a frag here.
Zeus is gonna wait for this as well. On the off chance that he does show up, bomb still out towards T-spawn. All signs point to an A take with a 3-pronged approach. Pop flash goes down. Geray should have heard that from his position, so we'll see how he times his flank. But again, they still have attention toward him because they're aware that he likes to go for these plays. And Seized, who's been quite sneaky, he's going to try and quietly walk in Ivy. There it is. Zeus goes back and actually gets Geray all to his own before the play even materializes. Takes the fight aggressively. Nice shot from Freiburg with the deagle. But Flamey's right there to follow in his footsteps. May get around the corner quickly. Doesn't. Forrest comes through the smoke instead. It does end up being a trade, but it's a gun picked up for NIP. And Forrest, if there's a round, obviously they can't save, but if it's a round, they need something to bail them out. This is it. Exist is going to get Zeus, but watch for Guardian. He's still in this same angle, this same hallway. He's got the bomb as well. He's got the bomb as well. He goes down very low. If that kill came in, surely that would have been enough for them to just secure the round with only 30 seconds left. So Guardian with an absolutely massive kill that may just allow them to get their 12th onto the board. Bomb's going to go to B as well. And Forrest, he's going to take the ladder approach. That may work out, but their problem is they're going to get this information because Edward, he's already on Z, so there's only one place he could possibly be coming from.
Well, this is it now. Now they know exactly where he's coming from. You can see the setup. One player towards connector. Forrest, everything to work for here. Maybe able to find Guardian. He's very low HP indeed. If he can get this kill nice and early, maybe a real chance. He's trying to be clever here. Gets the first pick. Can he find the second? Edward towards the connector.
Down to the one-on-one at least. At worst, he's actually holding this, but Edward not going to be fooled by that. He takes the peak perfectly, and it is 12 rounds for Na'Vi on a T side.
Disappointing.
Pretty incredible, yeah.
For this semi-final, we wanted a really exciting back-and-forth affair, but it seems like on the T side, 12-3 is an absolutely astronomical scoreline there. Flamey and Guardian kicking off once again. Guardian yesterday hit 36 frags. Today he's been so important at the opening frags, taking down Freiburg. It felt like every single round. He had a quiet game, 5 for 14 for him. Alu did step up, though, in the rounds they did win. He was finding 3 or 4 kills in those rounds, so he was actually instrumental going forward. Obviously, it goes without saying, the pistol round is everything to NIP. If there's any sort of glimmer of hope here, Matt, they need the pistol. That's the only chance they're going to have of getting back into this. 12-3. Now they're going to be feeling very comfortable indeed. They can afford to be a little bit more audacious in this pistol. They can go for some aggressive pushes here. Maybe push towards Ivy, just get some intel. They don't need to sit back passively like NIP were.
Yeah, I mean, that was a very passive approach from NIP, and again, the economy never
Well,
worked
that's the
in
thing,
their
right?
favor.
They lost so many rounds in a row. It wasn't until they started being a bit more proactive they actually got around on the board. They need to, if you lose a pick somewhere, you need to be pushing, you need to go in towards inside, you need to be pushing main, you need to be getting territory back, and if you don't even find anyone, at least you get intel as to where the T's may be going. And that was the problem for them. They actually were so static in those first few rounds, like a different team we saw against TSM. Very quiet indeed. It was disappointing to see at this stage in the game for them to kind of lose their mojo, it felt like.
Yeah, I mean, at this point in time, we can only really say that one team has showed up for this match. I think it's a combination of the two. I think Na'Vi looks quite good. In fact, I think Guardian's hitting shots as he should be. Flamey's
24.
been absolutely impressive. I mean, the other three, sure, not that much for them, but that's because those two are cleaning up.
When you get 12-3 scoreline, it doesn't matter how many frags you've got. Like, it's done. Like, they should... I hate to be pessimistic, but they've actually pretty much secured this game already. That's a huge scoreline. Absolute mammoth task for NIP going forward. But stranger things have happened. We know these guys like to go big at the majors. Been to 6 finals so far, so they'll be looking to continue that. But here we go then, the second half. The scoreline is 12-3 in favor of Navi. They will be on the CT side now. We have a look at the buy for NIP. Similar approach. 4 sets of armor. Get Right's going to be a utility player this time. He's going to have the P250 in hand and 1 smoke grenade. Let's see what approach they go for. Looks like they'll be going for a very fast main take here as they make their way outside.
With the decoys at Ivy as well to try and sell it, to hold the rotations farther back, give them more space to walk in toward the trains, toward quad. That's where they're going, but Seized is still able to open up. Guardian, he follows Seized. A third for him. It's only 1 in return from NIP, so naturally, maths leave us at 4 versus 2. Low HP on Guardian, but that may not be enough. That may not be a hope for NIP at this point. They need a pick regardless, and they're going to get swarmed. It's a knife as well from Seized. He's going to pick up the extra money, and they'll close this out. If it wasn't convincing before, it definitely is now.
Yeah, that's an audacious play to say the least. Had he have felt that knife, that round could have slipped away from them. He didn't care though. He wants the money, he gets it, and that's going to be insult to injury for NIP. I think they have no choice but to force buy into this one. You can see them contemplating right now. A decent approach from them, go for the main push, just lost the first frag. I think Seized was the one that opened it up. There it is on your screen. Took down Get Right, and then it just kind of fell apart from there. And there is the knife onto Forest. That really did set the tone. They're actually not going to go for any sort of investment here. Full Glocks. Not getting a bomb down. I would assume they're going for a big investment next round, probably Galil's and Armor next round. So let's see what they bring at that point. If they can get a bomb plant here, that'd be absolutely fantastic. I'm not sure how they'll do it, but they're giving it a go.
And you would have thought they'd go very quickly toward B and try and just win the bite, the initial point of the bomb site to allow the plant, but they are splitting up still. They're trying to sell this. They want to force these rotations and a plant onto A. The bomb is waiting by E-Box, but the only support system that Alu, or rather, that Get Right exist had was Alu. He's gone. Get Right gets a kill back to Flamey, so that's not even going to happen, Henry. Like you're saying, this is going to be a very desperate buy in the next round. I don't blame them for going for it, mind you, with this scoreline, but a bomb plant would have made so much difference in terms of utility.
This is it. Get Right. 55 seconds on the board. P90 in hand. Has found 2 frags so far. Picks up an M4 as well. I think that would be more viable for him right now to save that if they're going to be forced by next round. He's got such low HP. No bombers on. Well, down he goes. That was kind of predictable there. So there we go. 14 rounds on the board for Navi. It all comes down to this one. NIP going to be investing everything they've got. They had about 3,500 average. So some players who got kills will be able to afford AK-47s. That's going to be Exist, Freiburg and Forest. The other guys down to Galil's and Tech-9s. So Navi probably going to read this. They're going to be potentially pushing, going for their own bit of information. Let's see what NIP are going to bring to the table. Looks like 2 players heading towards Ivy right now. That's going to be Freiburg and Get Right looking for that first pick. It can be so important opening this map up.
Guardian, flash out, smoke already in play as well. So the 2 players at Ivy from NIP, they're limited in options. They spot Alu jumping across to try and get information, but none to be had. And both teams have actually been playing this more passive approach to the A site. No one trying to push up toward those ladder rooms. A lot of attention drawn toward Ivy is probably resulting in that because they have to stay further back. But what it does allow is, like we're saying, just Na'Vi, they were able to walk in last game and just take over the site convincingly.
They're going to be aware that even if NIP have these weapons, they're not going to have many grenades to play with, so they can't do the smoke execution. But that's going to help, though. Exist finds a first pick on the Exist. Guardian answers back, taking down Forest, and now an exchange of frags coming in. Guardian and Zeus making it a 3-on-2. Just 2 men remaining for NIP, but they're not done yet, as Get Right takes down Zeus as well.
That brings it back to 2-on-2. Very important kill from Get Right as that P90 prevailed out toward Hell, but Guardian goes back, grabs an AK instead. Flamey's waiting with the FAMAS. They don't have safety to put this bomb down. Now they do. Get Right picking up that second kill should allow him to go for this plant, but Flamey's going to force it. He knows he's on the side. He knows he's stuck, and now he's got low HP, and Flamey gets both of them. What a perfectly aggressive play from Flamey.
That's brilliant from him. What an emphatic play, rushing around the bomb site, gets the bomber down, and just as he plants, and then the player behind the electric box there just didn't have any HP to play with, and that's going to be the final nail in the coffin, I think, Matt. They force-spotted into that one. They are going to have enough to get rifles into this round, but it's just too much of a task now. 12 rounds in a row required for an IP, and just see the replay on your screen there. That's so smart from him. Just played it to perfection. Really impressed by Flame in this game. Takes his total up to 26 frags now. What a way to finish it off in style. So NIP obviously have no choice but to buy into this round. Galil's AK-47s, 2 smokes, nothing much more to play with now. Navi obviously in a particularly strong position as we go into round number 19.
Yeah, right. A bullet hit the wall just behind him. We saw the residue from the brick, but not connecting. You know he's out there, and so they'll continue to try and fire Guardian through that smoke, hoping he can just get some luck on his side and line up one NIP player. Instead, though, realizing that that's not likely, And there is an opening toward main. He puts his attention there instead. Flashed off, has to jump off the train. This allows Alu a little more forward as well. Edward, though, meanwhile, has got exist, and that's ladder down. That's one of the three at the front of the site. Make it now two of the three at the front of the site for Edward gone, and this is it. This has to be. Surely can Get Right do anything to pull NIP back. Forrest is going to help him do it, but Guardian's left, and he's able to take Get Right before he passes any further around that corner. 1-on-3 and 16-3. Na'Vi will take map 1. In a very, very, very dominant fashion. And you gotta wonder, Henry, how much magic is left in the air today, because seemingly none in that game.
It seems like they're a different team compared to what they were yesterday. They seem to have way too much respect for Na'Vi going forward there. Weren't pushing, weren't... When we talked about on the analyst test, they were saying, oh, they seem to have this attitude, they don't seem to care anymore, they're pushing, they've got all that confidence. That confidence wasn't there at all today. They were allowing Na'Vi just to do their typical playstyle, nice and slow, SQ onto bomb sites, and just making them eat out of the palm of their hand there. So NIP need to wake up right now. They're looking down the barrel of going out of this tournament in the next map. So what else is there to say? It was not much to analyze, to be honest with you. Just NIP not bragging, not reacting properly.